Sunday pour on YouTube here in the midst of eighth inning rally. As we started getting set up, we should have started hours ago. Obviously, maybe we woke the bats up a little bit. It could have been us. It could have been the Reds bullpen. I'm not sure which one had more influence on this little comeback here. Yeah,
I'll start pretending that we have godlike ways when Joey Gallo puts one in the seats here. Can this asshole hit any higher pop ups? It just shows you how he just refuses to just change his approach. But I don't want to waste my time on Joey Gallo. It's just every week.
I will only say this about Joey Gallo this week, and it has gone from a point where I felt bad for him kind of because the team was playing so well, and he just kind of looked lost up there, and I was like, all right, he's just looking for something. But now I'm done with him. I just get out of the Bronx.
You're the last one. You're the last Gallo defender.
I wasn't a defender. I was trying to be patient. Like I said, he'd walk around, his head kind of shaking his head. And I was like, oh, all right, you'll find. He's Italian too. That has something to do with it. But now,
he laid off that high fastball that he was gonna.
He's got a great
swing through.
He's got a great eye. He's got a great eye. So one thing he can do.
There we go. We like that outcome. It's a good one.
That is the one true outcome with Joey Gallo that we would take. That's it. But yeah, I don't. These Reds are a little bit pesky, man. I'm not gonna lie. The fact that they had one of the worst losses the other night, this worst losses of the season, when Holmes blew up, and then last night having the walk off pass ball. Not exactly what you envision when the Reds come to town.
Well, they had the worst start to a season maybe ever, right? 2-22. Is that what it was?
Atrocious, yeah.
Yeah, so they've been 500 since they figured it out. They got some pieces.
Yeah, they have decent players on the team between Pham and Votto's not hitting well, but he's still a threat, and they have Stockis and the catcher's decent. Drury's really good.
They're all getting traded.
Yeah, I know. What after Castillo's performance tonight, I get to watch him live. Is it more important to get him for our own run, or more important to get him to keep him away from other teams?
Both. I want him. I've wanted him all year. Just give him.
He's got some filthy stuff, man. A little wild, not crazy wild, but it looks like he probably has a tendency to walk a little too many. I don't know if that's statistically accurate. Just what I saw tonight. A little bit wild, around the strike zone, not bouncing it around and stuff. But filthy stuff.
I mean, listen, there's a few warts on the pitching staff. I've been waiting. I'm trying to keep a glass half full approach, which is the pitching staff started to falter a little bit before the deadline and not afterwards when Cashman would just sit on his hands. Yeah. Severino, I'm not counting on. I've been out on Severino for years now. Can't stay healthy. Even when he is healthy, not great. Taillon is
scary in the playoffs.
Taillon is far out of the circle right now. He's well out of the circle, right? Montgomery's a number 4. So you get me Castillo. I go Cole, Castillo, Cortez, 1 through 3. I'm not even going to get into what order they're going to be in because we'll see what happens. It's months away.
Yeah.
Montgomery as a number 4. Obviously, bring Cole back on 3 days rest if you're down 2-1 in a series. We've seen the Yankees go to a World Series with 3 starters, 09.
Mm-hmm.
Just bringing in a Castillo just makes it feel more – just makes you feel more comfortable, makes it feel more like a championship rotation. Now, we have seen, guys come from smaller markets, shittier teams, and, falter. Sonny Gray, Javi Vasquez. You got to hope he's not that guy. You got to hope he's more of a, I don't know. The only guy I could think of is not a pitcher, but a LeMahieu, a guy who just comes here and just flourishes in the spotlight in the Bronx. But
I think he's better than the guys you mentioned. Just overall, better than the guys you mentioned. I mean, hard to tell, right? But I mean, they mentioned it earlier in the broadcast. He's always top 10 in the NL and all the important pitcher statistics. I feel he's a little bit better than the Sonny Grays. When we got Sonny Gray, I feel he's better than Javi Vasquez, and we got Javi Vasquez. he just seems like the kind of guy that it'd be a great pickup. I don't know his contract situation, but you get a guy like that on your team.
He's a free agent after next season, so you get him next year too.
I mean, and then we get him in the Bronx. He's successful there, and maybe he just falls in love with the team and with the franchise and with winning. Hopefully, you keep Judge, and hopefully, he wants to stick around and kind of, he wants to have his career there. Like, he could be a guy that's a piece for a long time if you're able to get him here this year.
Yeah, I like him. The only other guy I've heard that's like somewhat intriguing, although I don't like him as much as Castillo, is Bieber. But I think Cleveland's kind of in it, so I don't see that happening. Although Cleveland is always trading. I don't know. Cleveland's always a weird team. Like they're kind of in it, but they'll trade their guys.
They just made a trade. They already made a trade.
Oh, right? Did they?
Yeah, I thought they traded. Who was a DH first baseman guy? Carlos
Santana. Was he on the Indians though? Guardians?
I thought he was. I thought he got traded to Seattle. They got traded to Seattle. And I guess I just assumed it was.
Oh, I can't keep track of Carlos Santana. Yeah, that was
maybe he wasn't really. Yeah, maybe I just assumed he was still on the Guardians. That's like I traded. Wow.
Yeah, Castillo's the guy though. I think I'm like number one right now. Like in terms of starting pitcher, relief pitcher, outfielder, I think starter is number one on my wish list
for sure. And then relief pitchers, you need another bat. But I think we need a relief pitcher, man. The bullpen is, I don't trust anybody that much in that pen, really.
Well, it's a lot of unproven guys, and you're not going to trust them until they actually go out there and do it. So that's, the Michael Kings of the world. Like Michael King's been great. Clay Holmes up until this week's been great. But yeah, of course you're not going to,
and Chapman,
fully trust them. Yeah,
Chapman, you can't give the ball under any circumstances.
They're going to, though. I mean, they're determined to make it work with Chapman, I think.
Chapman's the Gallo of the bullpen.
I think Chapman has an even longer leash than Gallo.
Oh, no.
Gallo, I don't understand, but we'll talk about Gallo when he gets DFA'd at some point. Traded, I don't know, taken out back.
So yeah, I think you're right. I think starter is probably the number one priority for the front office. But I also think showing up with that pen, getting a little more strength in that pen. I think even more.
All the above.
Yeah, exactly. No. We talked about it last week. Like we want an offensive guy too. We're trying to rank what's most important. Like I think the offense can be kind of quiet at times, but I think the offense is good enough as long as they, continue to not rely on the long ball as they have done for the first half of the season.
And plus, like the number one guy on the wish list isn't allowed in Canada now, so
Benintendi, yeah.
Kind of a problem. We have one more trip left to Toronto. Last week of the regular season, I think that I'm not worried about, but you can't play him in the playoffs and not be able to play.
Yeah, can't get out.
Sorry. It's not our rules, Andrew. Sorry.
I got a problem with them looking at guys like Michael Taylor, like for center field help. Like you have a center fielder. Like I'm tired. Like Judge is your center fielder. Keep him there. He's your center fielder until he's not there anymore. As far as I'm concerned, I don't know why they're protecting him so much. Like you can't get hurt in right field. I don't understand how that works.
I think Judge is hurt right now, currently.
Yeah, you might be right about that. The way they've been playing him sporadically.
And the way he rounded second on that Rizzo double before did not look good. I don't know. It was made a diving catch after that, grimaced a little bit, obviously just hit a bomb to dead center. Amazing on a contract year. Well, you play through some aches and pains. Yeah. But I don't know. We'll see. I think he's there's something up. Hopefully it's just like general bullshit.
If he backs out of the All-Star game, oh Jesus Christmas! Donaldson's got buzzed at the wrist. Every pitcher in the major leagues is jealous of Rod Strickland. Hunter Strickland.
Yeah, for about 5 seconds, they'll be jealous of Hunter Strickland.
Forgetting the drill. Honestly, that's it. The only reason to be jealous of old Hunter.
Yeah. Let's see where this got him. Did it get on the right wrist? Is it possible that got the bat? Is it possible that hit the bat?
I think it's left fingertips.
I think that may have hit the bat and he's selling.
Good job by him to sell it.
No, I probably got both. But if it got, I think the bat is a part of the hand, or the hand is a part of the bat. Am I screwing this up? I think once it hits the bat, it's a foul ball.
Did it hit the bat because it hit his hand and like
chicken or the egg?
He couldn't hold the bat.
You want to weigh in?
Always with that same old fucking joke.
I think
we'll know for sure if Judge like calls in sick to the All-Star game and like not making the trip, take time off.
Yeah, I could see that. I don't know. He may feel like an obligation, like he's got. Where's the All-Star game?
Next Tuesday?
No, where?
Oh, LA.
He's probably got family coming. You know,
right? You got to spend time with them then. To spend time waving his hat in the field, getting one AB.
So he'll take the trip out there, just not play.
Yeah, maybe calling sick the day of. He's not in the home run derby, right? Stanton is.
No.
Stanton, Alonso,
Pujols. All right, people are mad Pujols is in it.
Why are they mad? And what the guy had today?
Yeah, it's.
Why are people mad? It's a fucking home run derby. It's not. They didn't give them a spot in the World Series just because he was retiring.
There's been more uproar about that than him leaving his dying wife or whatever. You know that story, right?
No, what happened with Pujols?
His wife's got cancer and he left her, and just like people glossed over it, like didn't happen.
Like Kurt, he did that recently.
Yeah, it was like coming into the season, I think.
Oh my god! What an animal!
Pulled a John Lackey.
Well, just being a scumbag in general is being a John Lackey.
Right. But it just happened that John Lackey did that, I don't know how many years ago. Yeah, Scully move.
What politician did that?
I mean, there's probably been a few.
Yeah, forget who. I'm sure. That is a scumbag move, man. Jesus.
Yeah.
What kind of conversation is that? How do you even have
the headline? I didn't read the articles. Maybe there's more to the story, but like I just Googled Albert Pujols' wife, and like the first article that pops up, Albert Pujols files to divorce wife of 22 years days after she had brain surgery.
Oh.
It's not funny, but that's fucked up shit when you read it.
Oh man. No, it's like
22 days.
Just well, no. When you said like cancer, like you think like, well, maybe it was like one of the lesser ones.
Nope. Worse.
They had to cut open her head. Like, oh, that's great. Holy shit.
I mean, maybe things were bad before that, but you kind of like got to ride it out. It's like it's a little bit different. It's a much lesser scale, but that episode of Curb where Cheryl's sister comes to town with the boyfriend, and the boyfriend is like, I was just about to break up with her, and then she got the call about the aunt dying.
Right,
like,
yeah, right.
And Larry tells him, like,
beloved cunt.
Exactly, bingo. And Larry goes, it's just an aunt. Like, you don't have to put in any more work. You could break up with her. It's a much grander scale here. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what I don't know what to call that. I was gonna say like, yeah, gigantic balls. Like, there's kids involved, I'm sure. I don't know how you tell your kids. I don't know how the kids can look at the guy anymore, like, and respect him. Like, I know he's gonna be on the road for like work all summer. Like, not because you're around anyway. I don't know, like, why it seems like something that could have waited until after the season, at least. Hopefully, things are better.
Yeah, I mean, you would think. I don't know. Maybe there's more to the story. Two sides to every story, but
Yeah, but I mean, this side is pretty shitty.
that's a damning side. I don't know. You need Johnny Cochran to make his defense because it sounds like it sounds bad.
Yes. Wow. Yeah. And he's in the fucking home run derby like an asshole.
Yeah, I thought we talked about this once on the show because he got like a standing ovation on opening day, curtain call or something. And I was like,
Right,
these animals in St. Louis, man, fucking great fans, great people, my ass.
That's possible. Yeah, I'd forgotten about it completely. That's very possible.
So yeah,
So
pull-offs just goes to show you, some guys a little bulletproof.
People just don't care. Oh man,
Jesus.
wow! And Nick Senzel, who's
Senzel.
hurt, just got drilled. First pitch, right? 4-4.
This is the underbelly of the bullpen.
Yes.
This is the bottom of the barrel. Albert Abreu. I'm sure we got Lucas Lucky in there warming up. Who else? Ryan Weber. I don't even know if that's his first name. I think that's his first name, Ryan. There's a Weber out there. Everyone's just gearing up for Boston.
And that's why we brought back Wade for middle relief, right?
Yeah, Tyler Wade's back. He's hanging in AAA for now?
I think so. I thought I kind of glanced over it. I just kind of shook my head and glanced over it. But yeah, I don't know if that's just because they're shorthanded now. Hicks is hurt. I mean, you have Carpenter in right field tonight. Like, I don't know if it's just got a body in there. And very unimaginative to go with Wade, who you've known, you've seen everything he has to offer. But we know how they felt about Tyler.
Yeah, I'm not going to freak out about it until he's, playing 4 days a week.
Let me ask you. So they get Wade, right?
Yep.
There's nothing to do with Wade except for he has connections to like the team, and he was part of teams that didn't get very far.
Well,
known for their shortcomings.
And he could play shortstop, and I think IKF might be on a little bit of
fair enough
thin ice.
Okay.
I don't think Tyler Wade is the answer though, at shortstop.
He's not the answer. No.
To anything.
So the Yanks haven't been playing bad, but they haven't been as dominant as we saw them the first few months of the season. The past 15 games have not been up to what they were previously. Obviously, that's not sustainable what they were doing. This is kind of reverting back. They're playing 500 ball, like nothing terrible. I think they're like 6-6 in the last 12 or 5-5 in the last 10, something like that. So it's not like they're terrible. But is this a case, in your opinion, is this a case of just like a midseason slump? A midseason lull, not even a slump, like a midseason lull? Or is it kind of, are you seeing shadows of what they were in previous years when, the offense would go cold, if they couldn't hit a home run, they couldn't win. Going back, and they're still stealing bases. They stole bases last inning and stuff. It's not like that's gone away. But does that concern you at all that they're going to revert to what we're used to seeing from this team in recent years?
No, yeah. I think it's just a little.
Okay.
I think it's just a little dog days. Maybe looking ahead to the All-Star break. I mean, they really haven't. They won those first two games against Boston, and then that crazy comeback on Saturday night, and then Sunday they jumped out 6-2, and Taillon just stunk. Mm-hmm. And then Tuesday, I know it's like bad teams find ways to lose, but it's just. I think it's just a little bit of slump. Everything went right for 3+ months, and now Taillon can't get anybody out. Holmes is lacking control a little bit. It's just, I think they're all right. I think they're fine. It's tough because they have such a huge lead, in the division that this all feels just like a dress rehearsal kind of. It's just like an audition for when the games really start to matter.
Well, we've seen leads get blown in August before, so it's not out of the realm of possibility. It's not like it can't happen. Is that in the back of your mind at all? What we kind of came into the season expecting from this team versus what we've seen.
Until this team actually wins a championship, it's always going to be in my head that the bats are going to go cold and Luis Severino or Jameson Taillon isn't going to be able to make it out of the third inning. Cole isn't going to be able to get it out in Fenway. Like it's always going to be in the back of my head until they do it. But I said like last week, I was like the 2009 team had actual winners on it from the dynasty, and I didn't trust that team until they finally won it. So it's just a case of you got to do it.
All right.
No, I think this team is definitely shown that they've been better. I think Rizzo makes the biggest difference, and I think the guy who may have been the biggest addition, this could be a little bit of an overreaction, but I think Trevino behind the plate has changed everything. Like getting rid of Sanchez and just the pitching staff just having so much more confidence and having a catcher that actually gets a big hit here and there.
Yeah,
and he's not the biggest addition, but I just think having a catcher behind the plate as good as him, stealing pitches, he's involved in every play. Right now, he's a big part of this game right now. 4-4 in the ninth.
Yeah,
he's catching Albert Abreu.
You'd be nervous if it was Sanchez back there because I mean, just very basic level, Trevino makes the simple plays that Sanchez you're holding your breath for.
Yeah, I forget, you saw last night against the Reds, those two wild pitches we went on. That was a Sanchez type inning. It could just ruin a game when your catcher's behind there, letting balls go through his legs, pass balls, wild pitches. It's the worst. So I mean, it makes maybe because we had Sanchez for so long, I forgot about it. And Posada was never a great defensive catcher. He was okay. He was serviceable. I mean, much better than Sanchez. It had been a while, almost going back to Girardi since we had a really awesome defensive catcher. But you see watching Trevino play every day, the difference that having a real good catcher behind there makes.
Yeah, Posada was not a great defensive catcher, but he was good enough. And obviously what he did with the bat was, you don't get catchers like that very often. So
he wasn't quite the drastic difference between Piazza. Of course, wild pitch.
That's on Abreu.
That's a tough pick. Yeah. He wasn't quite like Piazza, all offense and bad defense, but he was definitely more of an offensive type player, Posada.
Right. Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. But he wasn't a disaster behind the plate.
Nope. No, I didn't mind him.
And he was a leader. He was he had intangibles that you can't really quantify. He was 100% a leader on those teams. So, and Trevino, here he is, an all-star, despite Albert Abreu's best attempts to throw him off his game.
58-footer. And I think the thing
foul ball off the wrist.
Yeah, we'll see if he's going to make it to LA. I think we're also lucky. I don't know if lucky's the word, but Holmes. I think the fact that he failed against the Reds kind of gave him a little bit of an easy soft landing, just because if he had done that in Fenway or against Houston, whatnot, I think we'd all be talking about how games get big. You can't trust this guy. I mean, he did it against a shitty ass Reds. So it just goes to show you pitchers. They just, especially relief pitchers, they just lose it at times, and he's just got to figure it out. I mean, he's the closer in my mind. So I don't want to. There's no one else I want to see closing games than Holmes. It's bottom line.
Yeah, not at all. There's nobody.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's not a problem until it becomes a problem.
Yeah, it's not even up for discussion as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah,
King maybe gets a couple opportunities, but that's it. But I'd rather go. Yeah, let's go King, Holmes. Hopefully, we can figure the rest out.
Loaizaga bad tonight. I'm not gonna kill him off of one outing, but I'm cautiously optimistic on Loizaga. I just like at some point he's going to figure it out.
That's what's a wildly different stance than what you had 3 years ago, 2 years ago.
About Loizaga?
Yeah. Yeah, we never
Well,
wanted to see it.
I've never loved Loizaga in a big spot.
Yep.
I'm just like we need him, so I'm kind of trying to I'm trying to will him to the finish line. Like it's like a horse, like who's come down the stretch. Like get there.
Yeah, you get the program.
Yeah. And right now Loizaga is like in 8th place, and he's nowhere. He's just not. He's not going to come in the money.
Yeah, we need the jockey to get on the whip. For sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there you go. That's a little Yankee update. But we're still here. Top 9, man on second, 2 away. Abreu is laboring, and here is. Well, not a Reds All-Star, but could have been a Reds All-Star.
Oh, he didn't make it?
No, with Machado and the Cardinals third baseman.
Oh, Arenado.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, did not make it.
He's having a career year, I heard.
Hey, have you done any bidding on these? It is a career year, yeah. He was our starting second baseman a couple years ago.
Right, he got cuffed by Gio.
Yeah, yep.
Is that 2018 or Andujar? Maybe one of them.
Well, I think he got hurt a bunch of times and stopped, never played again. But yeah. he was starting second baseman going into the season. And now here he is coming to his own full potential. Have you bid on any of these things? They've been doing bidding for the Anthony Rizzo Foundation. It's Hope Week, right? So looks like Abreu's going to get out of it. So they've been bidding on. There's like a Lou Gehrig, Babe Ruth ball. There's a fishing trip with Rizzo in Fort Lauderdale, I think, or it might have been a fishing trip for 4. I don't know if Rizzo was actually involved in it.
Yeah, there's no way Rizzo's going fishing with a fan. Can't see it.
There's a bunch. Yeah, at first I thought it was like a contest. I was like a Babe Ruth Lou Gehrig ball. Like I'll get in that contest. So I'm like, but you can bid on it. Like I'm not bidding on that ball.
How much? A signed ball? I didn't even see it.
Signed ball, Jackie Robinson signed ball. They didn't show it. It was just like that's what you're bidding on, and they put like the thing up on the screen. You have to scan with your phone. Mm-hmm. It takes you to the place to bid. But the thing is, so they now have certificates of authenticity, which you've heard about, right? Obviously, by any kind of memorabilia, they have the certificate of authenticity, but they also have like a certificate that confirms the DNA. I don't know if they find Jackie Robinson DNA on the ball or Lou Gehrig DNA in the ball. I don't know if Babe Ruth DNA. Like I don't know how, but they said they verified the DNA.
Yeah, I mean that's bullshit. Okay, I mean, anybody who verified it?
Doctors? I don't know.
We need to be using our resources better.
I don't know if Jackie Robinson did a cotton swab before, signing a bunch of baseball.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. I'm very skeptical about that community. That like memorabilia.
Oh yeah.
Steiners. I don't trust any of those people, man. Eli Manning, wasn't he faking shit or there was some sort of scandal with him? Like
Absolutely.
I don't trust that. And I'm not really I'm not really a big memorabilia guy. I'm not like a big autograph guy. Mm-hmm. Anyways, but I'd be careful. If I know people who are, and I would just tell you to be careful.
I have a bunch, but I'm not a collector. I don't go looking for it. Those stuff that was gifted.
Yeah. So, and all that matter, like and if it is fake, like who cares? If you're just putting it up for show, right?
Yeah. Yep. I'm pretty sure everything I have is legit though.
Yeah, I mean, unless you're looking at it as like, oh, I'm gonna retire off this one day, I'm gonna sell it, but
yeah,
I don't know. I just don't think I don't know.
Unless you have that Honus Wagner baseball card, I don't think you're retiring off memorabilia.
No, that was The Honus Wagner card. What'd that go? That went for millions, didn't it?
Yeah, Gretzky had it at one point.
Gretzky, what the fuck did Gretzky have a Honus Wagner card?
Because he could afford it.
Yeah, it's just a flex, I guess.
Man, I turn around, Judge is on 0-2, leading off the bottom of the ninth. Hunter Strickland still on the mound here.
Hunter Strickland's not going to navigate 2, 3, 4. Come on.
Well,
This guy lives to give up long balls.
pitching out of the stretch. Oh, and he beats him with the slider low. And Judge chases on the 0-2 pitch. So he gets through 2.
Bryce Harper hit a bomb off of Hunter Strickland in the playoffs a few years back. So can you bring that up on the?
Yeah, all right.
I think it was the year the Giants. When was the last time the Giants won? They're taking Strickland out. Well, that sucks. Going with the lefty. It was the last time the Giants won. What was that? 2014. God, it seems like 8 years ago. I guess yeah. Strickland and Harper were both in the league. Hit a bomb off them. Washington, of course, naturally lost the game. But I just remember this home run. Remember the Mark Whiten home run in the playoffs against Pettit? That was one of the most violent. That was one of the most violent home runs of all time.
Mark Whiten's home runs are always violent, though.
Yeah, hard hitting Mark Whiten.
Bryce Harper and Hunter Strickland throw fists.
Oh yeah, they didn't like each other too. Yeah, I could see not liking both guys. I can make a case for hating either guy.
All right, let's see. Pulling it up here for you.
It's gonna be like a pop. It's gonna be like a short porch job to write now that I built it up. I remember it being a bomb.
No, that's a bomb already.
Okay, that's it. Oh no, that's not even the playoffs. He was not.
No.
This was Giants versus Nationals. All right, so he's touched him up a few times. No, the other bomb, the other 500-footer he hit off of Hunter Strickland.
Sorry. Giants, Nationals, Harper, home run.
The beef continues.
Did you drink out of one of those bats?
I have one of those bats.
Oh, yeah? Did you drink out of it?
Nah, I've never drank out of it.
Taste any better?
It's I don't know. It's. Oh yeah, this is the one. Where does this thing land?
Oh.
That was high. That was high and far. Sterling would have loved that one.
Yeah, because he would not have fucked up the call.
No, that's an impossible one. That's off the bat. You know where that's going. Who's this guy? He's like a Chapman Jr. over here on the mound. Maybe be the same number. Have you seen that Gucci movie?
No, I have not. Not yet.
Do you know the story of it?
No, not really.
Not at all.
It's like a daughter-in-law kind of comes in, tries to take over.
Yeah.
Right.
Things get fucked up.
Nice.
All
Is it
right.
good, the movie? Or crazy? Like good to watch?
I only saw ground ball foul. I only saw part of it. I turned it on. It was like a half hour in, and then I turned it off with like a half hour left.
Okay.
It was okay.
No,
you'll hate every Gucci.
fair enough.
They're all they were like uncomfortably scumbags.
Rizzo puts one to the gap in left center field, but it is caught by Senzel in front of the Warren. Yeah. Okay, sounds about right.
I didn't like them.
Is it?
I didn't like the Gucci's.
Is it? So it kind of reminds me of the movie I was reminded of today. Was it? It's like all excess, like all over the top. Do you remember the movie 54?
Yeah, with Mike Myers,
Yeah.
Ryan Phillippe.
Yeah. Yep.
I haven't seen that movie since it came out, though.
Yeah. That's like a very 90s type movie. Just all excess, no story, kind of just throwing shit at the wall. Salma Hayek looking like fire.
Yeah, she was also in this, actually.
Hey, oh, nice. See? She's typecast.
Lady Gaga was good. I'll give you that. She was probably the best performance, I think.
I got that feeling with Gucci though, like maybe a little better performers. That's like Mike Myers before he actually did like serious roles.
Who directed that movie?
I don't know. I don't think there's anybody famous.
Yeah, I only saw it once. It didn't really leave an impression on me.
No, it felt icky, that movie.
Yeah.
Those movies I've watched, I'm like, why am I watching this? I wouldn't mind revisiting the Hayek scenes. But, yeah.
I don't even remember the Hayek scenes.
Neither do I. So I wouldn't mind seeing them. They couldn't be bad. I don't think I'd feel bad wasting my time.
Remember you were saying we were talking last week about or whatever, I don't remember when it was. Months ago, could have been. About how like the modern day actor is too pretty.
Yes, yeah.
Where do you stand on Adam Driver? He's definitely not pretty.
No.
Is he? I don't know. Do chicks dig him?
Yes.
Really?
I think they do, yeah.
I was repulsed by him in this movie. Not like his character necessarily, but his character kind of too. But just like looking at him, I was like, hey, you know what? This guy, I'll tip my cap. He definitely hasn't gotten anywhere on his looks.
Yeah, I think chicks really like him.
Why?
I don't know. I don't get that one.
I mean, he's a good actor, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure how much I like him.
You know, he gets a little bit too much play for you.
I don't. I guess I gotta see what I've seen him in. Like,
You know what? I was having that same conversation with myself the other night when I was watching this. I was like, "What have I watched Adam Driver in?"
oh, I liked him in Black Klansman. He was really good. He was really good in that one.
He was good in Black Klansman.
But I don't think I've seen any of these other movies that he's in.
He was in the Star Wars.
I've seen the Star Wars ones, but I don't count those.
I saw the first Star Wars, but I don't really.
I didn't really like him. I didn't really like him as like the heir apparent to Darth Vader.
Yeah. What else has he been in? Oh, he was in a Netflix movie with Scarlett Johansson. Like they get divorced or something. Yeah, I didn't watch that. I'm not watching two people get divorced. It sounds horrible.
I'm not watching it either,
yeah. Just the fact that he's playing like across from Scarlett Johansson tells me like, whoa.
Yeah.
If that guy, if those two people are normal people, not famous, like there's no way he's scoring a Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's already absurd that we can update guys with Scarlett Johansson.
Right. We can update guy.
I don't want to, spend this week.
That should.
I don't know. He was in J. Edgar, right? J. Edgar was.
I never saw that. That Leo.
Yeah, it's Leo, right?
Leo played J. Edgar Hoover.
Yes. Clint Eastwood movie.
Did they get into like the nitty gritty about J. Edgar?
I don't know. I never saw it.
Yeah, because he was a cross dresser, wasn't he?
That's the rumor. Yeah.
Got to touch on that in the movie. Started
You would
the
think.
CIA or the FBI? What FBI?
FBI. You know, I think they did. I think I did see parts of it, and I think they did kind of touch on the like hidden sexuality and like kind
Yeah.
of. I think like he lived with a guy or something. That's kind of come back to me. Maybe I did see parts of it, and there was like a secret arrangement. He lived with the guy, but it was like he was supposed to be like the servant or like the manservant or maid or whatever. You know what I mean?
Right.
The cook or something. I don't know what the whole thing was. I'm
Maid.
getting it all wrong. I'm getting it all wrong. I'm sure. Right. He got him locked up, chained up in the closet.
He just lived to serve J. Edgar.
Right. Basically.
I don't know much about J. Edgar.
He went out to the mafia. What else do you need to know?
Yeah, they portrayed him in what was it, Boardwalk, right? Did someone play him in Boardwalk? Am I misremembering?
Maybe. It ought to be later on, though, I think. Because J. Edgar Hoover is a little later on than Boardwalk.
Oh, why am I?
He might have been there as like a non.
Oh, I think they
the
like
FBI.
right, like they did like one scene with him like as like when he was first coming up, kind of like as like a
Maybe,
little Easter egg kind of thing.
Maybe. Yeah, it kind of sounds familiar, but yeah, it wouldn't have been like a major thing. Yeah.
Right.
I know Scorsese loves Adam Driver.
Has he been in a Scorsese movie?
Yeah, movie Silence. It's like about priests. I don't know exactly. I haven't seen it yet, but it gets people love that movie. People talk glowingly about it. Joey Votto's hit a double to bring in the go-ahead run here in the top of the 10th. But he has. Scorsese's made comments about Adam Driver being one of his favorite current actors.
Likes Driver, okay. Pro Driver.
And he's also signed on. He's going to be Enzo Ferrari, so apparently it's okay for a guy named Driver to play Italian guys. He's at Gucci and he's playing Ferrari.
Oh, the accents like made my skin crawl. Not like from a bad acting standpoint, but just I don't know. There was like a pretentiousness to this fucking family.
All right.
Pacino's in it. You know, he plays like the eldest Gucci.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Jeremy Irons. Him and Jeremy Irons are like brothers, and they are the two main Guccis.
I can see if Adam Driver's Italian. No, he's not. He is.
No way.
He's Dutch, English, German, Irish, Scottish, and he's playing Italian. He's playing Ferrari. He played a Gucci. Any other ethnic group, you crying foul here. That why isn't given to one of ours, right? But I don't care. I don't care that he's playing Italians. Do you?
No, that's whatever. I mean, Jeremy Irons is a little odd. I look at him as the bad guy from the terrorist from Die Hard with a Vengeance.
And he also signed on to do Megalopolis, the Francis Ford Coppola crazy movie that he's doing.
Oh, it's like his last movie. Is that the deal?
Well, I mean, he's like 90, so it doesn't have to be. I mean, it doesn't have to be because Eastwood's still working, so you keep going. But I mean, Francis Ford Coppola, when he was prolific, wasn't doing movies that often. So, I mean, I guess in the 70s he did, but after that, he kind of took his time.
Yeah. The double in the corner, that'll make it 6-4.
Lucas Lucky is showing his warts.
Lucky to be here.
Yeah, well, for now.
Lucky to be on this roster. Yeah, so I don't think the movie was that good. But I also didn't watch all of it. I missed the beginning and the end. But I know the story behind it.
Okay. Yeah.
The guy Driver played was. I did a Google job on him.
Yep.
And like the guy who he played was probably better looking than Driver. I was just thinking, like, Billy Bean gets Brad Pitt, Remember the rookie? What was that guy's name? Jim Morris? His name Jim Morris? He got Dennis Quaid play him.
Oh yeah.
Whatever.
The relief pitcher for the Rays.
Yeah. Adam Driver's a good actor. That's all. It's fine.
All right. I'm still not sold on him as an actor. I really did like him in Black Klansman then. So I think if that's his peak, I mean, he's probably not because I haven't seen everything. But if that's as good as he can be in my eyes, he's very good then. I could say that. But yeah, still, it's still kind of my eyes kind of argue with my brain sometimes.
Right. Does he have enough grit in him?
There's nobody has any grit. Although he played a '70s cop, so I mean, it wasn't like. But he's kind of a smooth talking '70s cop. He wasn't like Serpico, and Serpico wasn't really a gritty '70s cop either.
No,
the cops he was taking down were, but he wasn't exactly gritty.
that movie, that was the '70s. Black Klansman.
Yeah.
That was based loosely on a true story, wasn't it?
Yeah, maybe it wasn't. Well, David Duke was in it.
Oh right, David Duke.
So
young Duke.
It could have been the '60s. Could have been the '70s. Maybe it was the '60s.
May have been the '60s.
Probably.
Was there any hippies in it?
There was some talk of weed in it. I don't know if they were actual hippies though.
Was a little bit of weed. Do you think the hippies were the first generation to kind of push back a little bit to like the previous generation?
Instead of like falling right into line?
Yeah, because I kind of think our generation pushed back just as much as the hippies, just not like not as loudly. We kind of did it with class.
I don't know. I feel like our generation fell right into line too. Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
I don't know, man. We're all fucking. We all go to work every day. We're all wearing button-up shirts.
Listen, you got to make money. I mean, I mean more from just like a mindset, like views. Less and less religious people in the world.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if our generation pushed back that much. I mean, we kind of made things our own, definitely. But I feel like we kind of fell into line and kind of we definitely loosened up, like a little language, a little looser. We're not as proper in that, or we're not as what a previous generation saw as proper. I don't know. We definitely are living our lives a little differently, but not really. I mean, look, like, I don't know. We still drink. People drank previous generations before us. I mean, look at like Mad Men, right? There's hippies in Mad Men.
Yeah.
And then there's Draper. So what are we? Because we have like some hippie type tendencies. You may say maybe some hippie type ideals, but we also have some Draper type ideals. So are we like the meshing? Are we like the Roger Sterling, trying to like live a life, a professional life, but also trying to live a different life in private?
I think we're a perfect blend.
A good blend. I don't know. Perfect's the word.
Independent thinkers.
I think we like to think we are, but like I said, we still really fall right into line with everything that was laid out in front of us. I mean, we all, go to school. Go as far as you can in school, and then get a job, and just kind of fall into like another one of those happy wanderers. I don't think we exactly. Do I think we push back some? Yes. Do I think we accomplish anything? Not really.
Oh, accomplish anything? Yeah, this isn't a superhero movie.
Well, I don't think we changed anything with our beliefs outside of, like I said, like.
Yeah, but you were gonna using like religion as an example. That's gonna trickle down to the next couple generations, and it's gonna make a little bit of a dent in that kind of lifestyle. Like it's the older people are dying off now, and you're not seeing it's gonna trickle down. Like usually back in the day, you just fall in line with what your parents believed in politically, religion. I think millennials were the first ones to not necessarily, maybe push back is the wrong word, but we're just like, yeah, we don't give a shit. Like, we don't care.
I would say even Gen X before us. Kind of did. So I remember like Gen X, like people were living together before marriage, and that was kind of like,
Yeah.
one of those things. So
how old is Gen X? Is that like 50 and under?
Yeah, I would say 50 and under. Yeah, so not like 10 years older than us.
And what's boomer? Boomers are like 55, 60 maybe?
Yeah, born after World War II.
Like 20 years. So that like a 20-year span after World War II, you think?
Yeah.
15 years?
10, 15 years after World War II, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So maybe pushing 70 at this point. But now boomers, I think boomer just means you're old at this point. So like you and me some teenager would call us boomers just because.
Right. Well, boomer became like kind of just like a throwaway insult to anybody older than you. But he used to actually mean somebody in an actual like boomer. I think of boomers as like 60 maybe ballpark.
Mm-hmm.
The boomers fell in line with their fucking parents, like ABC, all the way down the line.
Yeah, probably.
I don't think we necessarily did that.
Oh, but there's probably some hippies in that. There's probably some hippies in that boomer range. Late hippies.
So when you were born in 46, so World War II ended 45. You were born in 46. You're like 18 in 1964.
Yeah, maybe. I would say so. I would say there's some.
They were kind of loud about changing the world. I don't think our generation is ever like we're gonna change the world. It's just like we're just gonna do our own thing. Believe our own shit.
Well, in the Wonder Years is Kevin's sister's a hippie, right?
Yes.
Winnie's brother dies in Vietnam.
Correct.
Are they boomers? Is Kevin Arnold a baby boomer?
That takes place in is that late 60s Wonder Years?
I would say so. Yeah, I would say so. I don't know the exact.
Yeah, Kevin Arnold's definitely a boomer, for sure.
Right. Here's the thing with what you're saying. I get what you're saying. I feel it sometimes, but I feel like there's more people. Like your thought is almost like a rebellious one, where you're saying like.
I don't think we were rebellious.
Okay. Well, pushing back is rebellious.
Pushing back, maybe I picked the wrong choice. Wrong.
Wanting to change what came before you and wanting to do things differently is rebellious. I don't think it's the wrong word choice. I just don't think there's a lot of people out there who have it in them to be completely rebellious. I think there's a lot more people who fall in line than do push back. That, are going to do the same thing the same way their parents did, go to the same church their parents did, raise their kids the same way, go to the same schools. So
you think people our age, more of them fell in line with like going to church because their parents did than not? I think it's the opposite.
Around us and definitely our circle, yes.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I don't know. Once you start going out into the rest of the country, I don't know if it's that much. I mean, I don't buy it from certain areas that they're having that same, because we were kind of we were raised to kind of be rebellious, where we were kind of raised to look at things and change things and have it be our own. But I don't know, people in the Midwest, they look at us and they're like, these people are fucking crazy. You know what I mean? Like, you people are going to hell. People are saying, people look at New York like it's a punchline to them because it's they want to say crime and they want to say everyone's living on top of each other. We
Yeah.
look at New York. We look at New York, and it's like fucking New York, man. Let's get to the city. Let's have a
Yeah,
night,
it's cool. Yeah.
man. And they look at New York like it's devil town. Like I heard a story this week about this guy from a wild story. I never listened to This American Life, but I've listened to it twice in the past like 3 or 4 weeks. And the story was about this kid from like I think he's from Utah. I think he was raised Mormon, and he was gonna. All right,
Seven
all right,
six.
Matty Carper puts him on the board. Let's go 7-6. So okay, I'll try to make this quick because I don't want to bore you with all the details. But basically, he was raised Mormon. He didn't, he wanted to break free from the church, but he still had those beliefs, even though he didn't really. He was gay, but he didn't really want to believe them. So he gets a boyfriend, his first boyfriend. They like consummate it, whatever, and then they're like, all right, let's just get tested just so we know what it's like. Okay, let's go together. We get tested. The boyfriend tests positive for HIV. This kid tests negative for it. So they're like freaking out. The kid's like, fuck it. Like I've always wanted to go to New York and see a Broadway show. I'm going to New York and seeing a Broadway show.
Yeah.
So he puts all his money together and they get on the plane. The two of them get on the plane and they go. And whatever. So the rest of the story doesn't really matter, I guess. It's just that, like, I'll tell you the rest of it just because it is interesting. But the point is, like, you have these things ingrained in your head from when you're a kid. It's really hard to break free. He had this monumental event in his life that said, look, it made him, I guess, put his life in perspective. Life is short. You don't have, maybe you don't have that much time. Do what makes you happy. Yada, yada, yada. The guy's a Broadway actor now, like a successful Broadway actor now.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
know what I mean? So like that's what spurred him to go to New York. That got him to do what he loved. He fell in love with it like on the spot. Crazy story. I'll tell you this part of the story. Crazy story is like he went to one of these shows, and this gay guy saw the two of them. He was like, "You're in the cheap seats. I saw you. You enjoyed that show more than anybody else enjoyed that show." He's like, "Here's $200." He's like, "Are you in town? Whatever." He's like, "Here's $200." He's like, "Take it, but promise me you're going to see Sweeney Todd tomorrow. It'll change your life." His actual words were, "It'll change your life." He went to see Sweeney Todd the next day. They took a picture together because like he didn't know what to do. Like this is a nice thing I did for him. Took a picture with the guy. He went, saw Sweeney Todd. He's like, that's where he fell in love with it. That's what he wanted to do. Yada yada yada. He's a successful actor now, and like they tracked down the guy recently. That was like the part of the story. They tracked down the guy recently. They took the picture with, and they reconnected. He's like, it's fucking crazy that this happened. So, but if not for this crazy event, they get the call after Sweeney Todd. Neither of them, the tests were fucked up. Neither of them had it. They're both clean. The boyfriend and him. Both
Where
clean.
was this story from?
I heard it on This American Life, the podcast.
Oh, the podcast. Okay.
So, but he would not have done that. The whole point of this was he would not have done this. He would not have taken that risk if he did not think he might be dying of this terrible disease. He would have been beholden to what he was ingrained in his head from these people from the time he was a kid.
Right.
Right. So he would have been stuck there thinking he had to be stuck there.
And where was he from? Midwest?
Utah, I think. And his thought was, of course, he's been repressing all these urges, right? Nobody needs to know he's gay. He's like, of course, the first time he has sex with a dude, he gets AIDS. Of course. He's like, that's just God telling me, not, I fucked up, basically.
Right. Now it's monkey.
That's in his head. But that's in his head. That's the kind of fucked up shit that people think. Okay. And that's what parents don't encourage you to follow your dreams. Parents don't encourage you to go out on your own and find yourself. You're destined to keep repeating the same thing over and over again. So yeah, we might be like a little bit rebellious. We might push back a little bit and do things our own way, independent thinkers in some ways, and fall in line in some other ways. But people elsewhere, they fall in line all the way through because they're scared of consequences of what might happen if they break free from the way they've been raised.
So you think this is like geographical a little bit? Like maybe more people up here are a little more likely to.
I would guess that, but another huge walk from Gal. I would guess that. um, I don't know if there's any actual evidence to back that up because I'm sure there's people up here like that too. I
Yeah.
mean, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to bring this up really, but you remember there was a family that there was a girl who was pregnant, and they knew if she had the baby, she was going to die, and they made her go through with it, and
Yeah.
they both died. Like that's crazy religious thinking. Like,
That kind of hurts my
so,
argument.
well, it's just evidence. It doesn't hurt your argument. It's just evidence that there are morons out there that will do whatever, whatever religion tells them, or whatever their parents tell them,
Mm-hmm.
no matter what. I hate to like stop on somebody's grave, but like
No,
if, if that was me or if that was my daughter or my wife, I'm like, no, you're not going through with this because much as I'd like to have this kid, we're not gonna, we'd like to keep you around first and
yeah,
foremost.
it's pretty simple.
Yeah,
2 and 2 is 4. Yeah.
but I mean, and with that case in mind, how many people are celebrating like Roe versus Wade being overturned, and that like you couldn't have if she
Yeah,
was
the
around
fucking
today.
boomers. The fucking boomers that fell in line with their dumb fucking parents.
I don't know, man. You saw the people walking around with I'll adopt your kid. Those were people our age.
Not real people.
I know they're not real people. They don't make any sense. They should not exist, but they somehow do. They somehow exist.
There were people really
Oh,
walking around with those signs.
yeah, you didn't see that?
I
Here,
blacked it out.
yeah, all right. Well, I'll pull it up for you just for we will adopt your kid. It's insanity.
Well, if you
It's crazy.
eliminate the South and the Midwest and Utah, then we are an open-minded generation.
I like your thought, but I go into an
We're much
office
more
every day.
we're much more of an open-minded generation and more accepting of differences and the times changing. I don't know why. Maybe does that have something to do with like social media? We're just I don't know, the internet. We're just more like
Maybe. I think it's world experience. I think it's people with a little bit of world experience. I don't think the internet because internet almost kind of reassures you wherever you want to believe in. Like you're not going to experience different things on the internet unless you really seek it out. A lot of people want to just want to reassure themselves that they're right and that their beliefs are right. They only actually create a worse situation. Here you go.
all right, let's see. That guy's a boomer. Tidy whities.
I don't know, man. That guy's 40 the most.
Really? You think so?
Yeah, I got gray hair like that. I'm much better looking and much better shape. I could kick that little wiener's ass, but I mean, that guy's not 60. He's not 50.
Why is this? Yeah, I was gonna go late 40s.
Maybe he's in his 40s.
What about his wife or his sister?
Why not both?
Why is the sign only pink? They're only gonna adopt a baby if it's a girl. Where is that? That DC?
Way too happy ripping a child from their birth mother. I got to tell you that. Way too happy. Like, I get it, but yeah.
I guarantee you they wouldn't. It'd have to be the right shade in order for them to adopt it. I guarantee you that. Those people.
Oh, 1000%. Yeah, you're absolutely right about that.
If you catch my drift, Queen of England.
Well, this guy's probably a queen too.
Baby better not come out with a tan.
That's why they got to adopt this dude and his beard.
Oh God, They should get like 10 crack babies delivered at their fucking doorstep. Shit their pants. Guy would shit his tighty whities.
Oh yeah. Oh, that guy does not look like a real. You're right. Does not look like a real person.
No, those are not real people. Those are robots made in China. Not real. They're not real. They're not in my world. That guy fell in line. That guy fell in line with his daddy. His daddy is exactly the same, only his daddy probably like beat the shit out of him.
This guy's repressing something.
Yeah, this guy's dad like constantly was like, "We got to toughen you up, pussy."
This guy's got some dark, deep secrets that are not coming out. So he's got to adopt some kids to fill his hole.
Yeah,
fill that dark hole in his soul.
Overcompensating that hole.
Yep. With whatever available white children he could
find. Yep. Gotta be that right shade of white.
Yeah, she's like 40. She's not like that old.
Yeah, she looks younger than him.
All that stress from not being able to impregnate her.
Mm-hmm.
Like put some years on them. And like they think that's the worst part is they think this is a great idea. They think this is clever.
It's not even that good of penmanship, to be honest.
Not great. Khalifa keeps it going.
All right, so we got the inning to DJ, who's had a rough night. Hofer.
He's walked a couple times as well.
Has walked a couple times. Got the inning to DJ. Single could tie the game. Got Trevino on second. I think we've used up everyone on the bench, so you can't even pinch run here. He used like 3 guys for the Marwin spot. He like pinch hit Donaldson, then brought an IKF.
Yeah. Here's DJ. 0 for 3, couple walks, 2 men on, 2 outs, bottom 10. Moreta pitching out of the stretch. Checks the runner. Checks again. And the pitch. Driven into deep center field, but caught. And that will do it. And the Reds take 2 of 3 in the Bronx.
That was a good piece. Good piece.
Yeah. I got to tell you, remember we talked about getting stung by bees last week?
Yes.
So I got stung by a bee on Monday, July 4th, right? On Monday, July 11th, I'm in the office. All of a sudden, my foot starts to itch like crazy. I'm like, an athlete's foot? Like, I don't really do anything. I played a little baseball with my son. I'd be running around. On Saturday, we're doing it. And then Sunday, obviously, we're in the pool. But like, that's not an athlete's foot type situation. And like, why does it itch so much? It felt weird. I had to like duck into an office and like an unoccupied office and like went behind the desk and hid, and I took my shoe and my sock off. My toe that I got stung on was blown up and had blisters all over it.
Oh.
A week later, I had an allergic reaction to this thing.
Did you have to go get an antibiotic?
No, I went away in like 24 hours, and I'm just dealing with like blisters popping and shit. But disgusting.
And people want to wear flip-flops.
Yeah. Yeah, people want to take their shoes off on the fucking train. Crazy. Tired. Disgusting.
Yeah, public transportation. I mean, I don't care where you are. Public transportation, planes, trains, buses.
I hope somebody catches me taking a picture of their foot. Like, what are you doing, you freak? I'm like, what are you doing, you freak?
Yeah.
Are you gonna chase me down the hallway here without your shoes on? Fucking weirdo.
Yeah. Is this an invasion of your privacy? Your foot is an invasion of my fucking mental health.
I don't want to see your fucking bunion on my ride home.
Ugh.
I'm trying to be in a civilization here.
They really are. Feet are the worst.
Tuck it away. We're not Romans here. For Christ's sake. It's 2022, not 1222.
Yeah. Put a sock on it. Put a sock on it.
All right. You ready for Saul?
Yes.
We had Saul come back Monday night. with started with the fate of Howard. We didn't know exactly what happened to his body, but we knew what the story was because we knew they had to get rid of the body, right?
How to
So
do it.
we knew it was a suicide setup. The shoes, the wallet with the wedding ring. We knew it was a suicide setup. So very convenient that Kim and Jimmy had been setting him up to look like a cokehead, unstable. Very
Yeah.
convenient that his wife was not really taking his lattes. Um,
Hated
that
him. Basically
taking the
done with him.
lattes, taking the lattes to go. Very convenient. Then we had a pretty tense episode. Now let's start at the beginning.
Okay.
Well, first of all, no Gene yet.
No Gene.
All the
I thought we were getting Gene. Maybe next week.
Yeah, all the teasers, maybe because right, this chapter's closed now. All the teasers leading up were black and white, him getting made in Idaho or whatever. When the last time we saw
Nebraska.
Nebraska, all the same. All there's a bunch of people fall into line in those states. Everything was like Cinnabon. Everything was black and white. Everything was I got made, but I'm going to take care of myself. And then they just went right to the aftermath of Howard getting shot. So the initial decision, Jimmy telling Kim to go, is that what? How do you explain that? How do you explain that? What's Jimmy's point of view here? Is he just trying to get her away from Lalo?
Yes, 100%.
But you don't think do you think he's rooting for her to actually go through with the killing?
No, I think he's hoping she'll just take off.
Okay, fair enough.
Just get away from Lalo. I think that's the only thing he's thinking about is keeping her away from Lalo. Because, I mean, the guy just pulled out. You got to remember, like 10 minutes prior, he pulled out a pistol, silencer, and just put one in Howard's head. So, like, loose cannon. Loose cannon.
Yeah. Okay, so she's okay. So that's a way to protect her. I think it's going to come up though at some point. I don't think she's going to be too happy. The fuck were you thinking? Why would you send me out there on my own? I guess give me an argument.
It could have ended bad for her.
I don't know how that argument is good either way because there's no right decisions there. Like I don't know how. No marriage counselor is going to be able to handle that one. I'll tell you that right now. That's nothing. I mean, you're gonna need professional help, but no marriage story. Not gonna much different. Adam Driver and ScarJo not handling the situation.
It's not going to Netflix.
No. Okay. Lalo does this as a ruse to basically get Fring's guys swarming the condo. Get them over there, throw them up the scent. He could do his own thing.
Right, which I knew. I didn't know exactly what Lalo's plan was, but I knew his plan wasn't I'm going to have Jimmy or Kim kill Gus. Like, there's no way.
Right, yeah. They were sacrificial lamb on some level.
And Lalo knew Gus's house was he knew he was pretty, he's pretty well guarded. It's not like he was going to open up his front door by himself.
Right. Yeah. And the second that Kim told Gus that Jimmy talked him out of letting her go instead.
Yeah.
That's when he knew that something was up.
Yeah, Lalo's up to something. He didn't send her here to kill him. Like, it's just a diversion.
Yeah. And then, a little tense going at it. I don't know if I really liked how they planted a gun there last part of the season. I don't know. That's probably a better way that he could have. I like the last shot of him smiling before he dies and stuff. But I don't know, the trickery and stuff. It was a fun way to do it. I don't know. I just don't see it happening. I don't see it going down like that.
I didn't love it.
Yeah, it was. I mean, we knew it was coming because it was set up for that.
He had to go, Lalo.
Well, I know we knew he had to go. Right.
He couldn't exist. He couldn't exist in the Breaking Bad world.
Of course not. Yeah. Of course not. But there's probably a better way to go about it. I mean, Lalo had the upper hand all the way through. He played Fring all the way through, basically.
He was too sharp to go out like that.
Yeah. Yeah. To go on basically a quick trick of the hand.
It was something out of something out of James Bond, Mission Impossible. Cut the power, the old cut the power hidden gun trick. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, Gilligan does this though. Like he's always just had ridiculous death scenes, just ridiculous scenes in general.
Agreed.
So it was on brand.
Yep. Yeah, but not. Yeah, Lalo deserved better. I'm glad you agree with that.
No, yeah, I didn't. I didn't love it.
Okay. Still cool. You know how they had him go in the lab, how they buried him. Still cool. How he said you're making a tomb. He kind of was trash talking him. He wasn't building a lab. You're building a tomb, and then he actually was building a tomb, but just for Lalo. Howard
didn't even get his own grave, Lalo.
Yeah, you got to rest with that doofus. Did you see the theory? Of course, there's a theory, but the theory that the episode "The Fly," that the Fly is Lalo.
No, I've not seen that. The Fly's Lalo reincarnated.
Yeah. Haunting the lab.
I wouldn't put it past Gilligan, but I don't see that one.
Yeah.
I mean, so now that Lalo's gone, that was a big loose end they had to tie up.
Yep.
Other than Gene, which we're very on the edge of our seats, we're waiting for Takovic.
Mm-hmm.
There's really only 2 questions left to be answered in Saw Land, we'll call it.
Okay.
Kim's fate is one.
Yep.
Which I don't think they're going to kill her. I don't.
Yeah, the only person. Lalo's gone. Lalo's the only one who would kill her.
Mike, Gus, it wouldn't make sense because then that would ruin their relationship with Saul, and it just.
Yep.
So Kim's fate, what happens? Does she take off? They get divorced? I don't know.
I could see Jimmy kind of leaning into this and taking it as an opportunity and running with it, and her being like, I got too close. I had a gun at this guy's house. I don't want any part of this anymore.
Yeah.
I can't do it. So I can see that. That's almost too easy though, because I feel like she has to pay for her sins somehow. I don't think it's going to be a simple, sad breakup. It's going to be something it's got to be kind of devastating.
It's got to be, it's Breaking Bad. There's no happy endings for anybody.
Yeah. Yeah, it can't just be a tearful goodbye. I can't do this anymore. It's got to be something bad. I don't know if it's barment or whatever, but it's got to be. Yeah, and I guess the other question is if actually she comes back and is in Gene World at some point.
Well, yeah, that's definitely a question, but I just thought of a couple more questions. I said there was only 2, but I have a couple more.
I love
quick
it. Questions begat more questions.
Do we see anyone, the cousins or anybody from the cartel south of the border kind of poking around trying to figure out what happened to Lalo? Or was he just like a ghost? He's kind of on the run right now, a ghost anyways. Do people just assume? I mean, how many people even knew he was alive to begin with?
Well,
the cousins knew, right? The cousins knew he was.
Eladio knew, right? Or the uncle, not Eladio.
The uncle, he's not going to be able to do anything.
Yeah, but him knowing, like, it's something. But yeah, he could
Yeah.
somehow communicate. Um,
So you probably see
we
Don Hector.
Yeah, we know how Fring feels about him, so he might want to rub it in his face a little bit.
Maybe.
But I don't. But he also don't want to start a war. So yes, I don't know. I can't. Yeah, see, like I can't put it all together. How that part connects to like where were Fring and Hector, like when that storyline kind of started up, and like where was Hector when Breaking Bad started? Like it's all a
Yeah,
mess.
yeah. And then
So I don't.
the other question just popped in my head was, do we see anybody poking around about Howard's disappearance? Like Cliff Main.
I've heard that Cliff Main has a bit of a role in the second half here.
That's what I heard too. That's what made me think of it. I heard Cliff Main's coming back.
Yeah, so we're all very excited about it.
Does that lead to Kim's? I don't know. Is it possible Kim goes away for this? Does she take the rap for the murder? I mean, it happened in her place.
That's
DNA.
that. Yeah, you know what? I mean, that's something. Never thought about that. Um, that'd be amazing if she took the rap for it. But think about it. Kim was on her way to see Cliff Main to do that thing, right? She was on her way
Oh,
before she did a U-turn.
yeah. What was
So
that?
she
Like
was
a
on her.
job opportunity or like a speech she had to give?
Yeah, it was like it was an appearance, a speech at some,
Yeah,
I don't know, if it was a nonprofit or
career
kind of
related.
among
It was career
right
related business. Yeah.
that Chuck Main had set up based on the meeting she had with him when like the Hooker and Howard Hamlin thing happened.
Yes.
So, Chuck, I mean, if Chuck has any kind of sense, he's going to say it's weird that she doubled back, and then like that night is the night that Howard disappeared. The last night anybody saw him was that night. And then it's going to Mike's plan is to say, yeah, he was here that night that he killed himself. So
And then he left disheveled.
yeah, I don't know what. Okay, so they drove him out to the water. Shoes. There's no body though, but you're right. DNA. Well,
And
Mike's a
this
good
is
cleanup guy.
right. Great cleanup guy. And this is before there's like a camera everywhere.
Yes, this is
Yeah.
early. Yeah.
No smartphones. This is before, like nowadays, you don't get away with this technology. Yeah,
Surveillance all over the place. Yeah, including deep space. They've got a camera out there now too, just so you can't even kill somebody in space now. Spock, you're on notice.
right. And I guess in order for her to get pinched, then Mike would have had a
Fuck up.
right
Yeah.
something with the fridge.
They got rid of the fridge, stainless steel fridge. So yeah, I mean, it could be Chuck kind of putting two and two together and at least drawing the conclusion that she was more involved in it than she's letting on. Because why did she go back? It's too much of a coincidence for her to turn around and then he disappears. It doesn't make any. It's too much of a coincidence for Chuck to deal with.
Yeah,
And then why doesn't Jimmy get sucked into it? It's the only reason because he wasn't supposed to be there that night. But then he lives there too, so who knows? Why doesn't Saul?
but they make a
Yeah.
point to say it's her place, right?
Who said that?
I don't know, but I feel like they've called it her house.
Well, they lived there together though. He moved in
Yeah,
a season or two ago. I don't remember when, but he moved in there.
yeah. I guess so. I don't know. I feel like they've made a point to call it her house.
Yeah.
All right. And then I
So
think go ahead.
Nope, you first.
I was just gonna say like the final like I had Kim's fate as one and as the one big question that we have to answer, and then what is it that causes Jimmy / Saul to finally transform into full-blown Saul. And they're probably tied together. Kim's fate is probably tied in to what finally pushes him, right? It's got to be.
Right, because we haven't even seen him do like the commercials. And I don't know if they're going to actually show him doing the commercials, but you haven't seen him do his commercials. And if you remember, in the first episode of Better Call Saul, it was him as Gene sitting in his house in Nebraska watching tapes of the commercials of Better Call Saul.
Yeah.
So I wonder if her leaving kind of spurs this. He gets the camera crew back together, and he's like, all right, because we haven't seen the commercials yet. And that's a big part of how he becomes. Because if you remember Breaking Bad, that's how he gets recommended when what's not Skinny Pete, when Badger gets pinched.
Yeah.
And like Saul's is on billboards. Like he goes into the car wash and Flynn remembers him.
Yeah.
Flynn's like, oh, you're the guy for the commercial. So he's kind of famous around town.
He is local celebrity for sure,
yeah. So he's got a little bit of catching up to do in that regard, just to get to the Breaking Bad section. They're going to skip forward at some point.
You would think, yeah. 5 episodes left. They're going to have to skip forward at some point.
Kim a possible like suicide? No, right? Or does she? No, maybe not suicide. Does she go even?
I didn't even think of that. It's possible.
Does she like break even worse? Does she even like? Does Chuck Maine sneaking around freak her out even more, and she starts trying to get Chuck Maine out of the picture? Is she? Because she's a complete control freak.
Yeah.
If Chuck is Cliff. Not Chuck. If Chuck was the brother.
Chuck was brilliant. Yeah,
he was brilliant. Yeah. if Cliff was, Chuck would have been all over this. He would have known exactly what happened. But if Cliff is sneaking around and she feels the heat, is she going to do something drastic?
She could. My like outside the box theory was like she just takes Jimmy. Like she cons him or whatever, and she just bolts. Like she takes him for everything he's worth and takes off halfway across the country. She kind of gets the last laugh.
What is he worth?
I don't know. I mean, he's got some money hidden somewhere. I don't know. It's the early stages of my theory.
I kind of like what I just said about Cliff getting too close and her doing something drastic because she's such a control freak. Suicide's out of the picture. She's not committing suicide. That was an original.
You don't think that's possible?
I don't think
Breaking
so.
Bad. I mean.
Yeah, I don't like that. That's a cop out. It's a storytelling cop out.
Yeah.
You're right. I want a compelling story to the end. Like I know sometimes the payoffs, like even the finale of Breaking Bad, didn't love like the actual finale.
Yeah.
Because it just like the setup and the trunk and all that kind of shit was weird.
Yeah, I watched it recently.
The episodes leading up to it were some of the best on TV. I mean, like, the one before Ozymandias was great. Ozymandias was great. Grant, the one he's in the woods and takes off is great.
Mm-hmm.
They're all. I mean, it's all very compelling, and it's an okay payoff. It's not great payoff, but it's an okay payoff. I just need a compelling story to the end. I don't need to be the best finale of all time. I just need you compelling to the end.
So what is it exactly that she does that makes Saul turn into Saul? She kill Cliff Maine and go to prison for that?
I mean, he's kind of leaning into Saul already. I mean, he's got his office. He's got like the shady clientele. He's kind of Saul already, and he's rubbing elbows. Like they're in with Fring. They owe Fring now. They both owe Fring. I mean, Kim went into his house with a gun, and they let her live for now.
Right.
And obviously, they went to Jimmy's and they went to the house and took care of their body. So they're in debt to a cartel guy. I mean, you might get all the free chicken sandwiches you want for life, but you're in debt to the cartel. Delicious chicken
It's good. Looks like a good sandwich.
sandwich.
Keeps those friolators clean.
The guy's an amazing businessman. We got some Lyle in this episode too, which is always fun. Loyal Lyle.
Is that the guy who looks like Fring?
No, he's the store. I don't know if he's the manager.
Oh, yeah, him. Yeah. Right.
Polish Hermanos. Yeah, they do owe Fring something, so they're on the hook. So he might be just kind of leaning that way anyway, because I mean Lalo felt like he owed him something. Mike's already done a bunch for Saul.
A lot.
And lawyers come in handy for people like that. So I think he's kind of there. He's running his practice day to day under Saul. He's taking care of very shady people already. And then it's just a matter of, rubbing elbows with these guys, owing them for whatever. And I think he's kind of Saul. I think he's Saul.
So he's already there, you think? I
think so. Yeah, I don't know. Right, he might get a little more rough around the edges, but whatever happens to Kim. I don't know what point he stopped caring. Like, do you think like he stopped caring in the Breaking Bad world? Like, I don't see that.
I think he just his morals are just completely out the window.
Yes, and through Breaking Bad, it gets worse too.
Yeah, that's true. That is accurate, I guess.
When they start whacking the lawyers, that's when I get out of town.
Yeah, all right. I mean, so I guess it's Kim is the number one issue in that, not including the Gene stuff.
Right, and how they're bringing Breaking Bad into the world, because they film scenes with.
Oh yeah.
With Walt and Pinkman. So.
Yeah, I went back and watched a little bit of like the Breaking Bad marathon. I still don't like Pinkman. People love Pinkman.
I like him better in the later seasons, but I hate him in the early seasons.
He's a criminal, same as Walt. I don't know why.
I figure, look, he was manipulated by his teacher, and
he's a criminal. He killed Gail Bedecker, cold blood.
Yeah, he's manipulated everybody though. Everybody used him. Walt used him. Brother-in-law used him. The DA used him.
Pity party because he's an idiot.
White supremacists used him. He's a
criminal.
The guy, he fell into line.
Yeah, he's. Yeah, he makes it through El Camino too. I'm assuming too, right? He doesn't die in El Camino. No, everyone gets a happy end. Nobody gets a happy ending except Jesse Pinkman somehow. Yeah. And the poor girl gets murdered, and I forgot.
Yeah, Andrea.
Andrea. Yeah. Brock's an orphan now.
Yeah.
He doesn't go find Brock in El Camino, does he?
He might leave him a little package. I don't remember.
Oh, he does. Okay.
I don't remember. I'll look it up now just because I'm not going to go back and watch it. I was going to even do Brock El Camino. That'd be hysterical if he just ignored.
And when after Hank beats the shit out of Pinkman in episode, I don't know, season 2, 3, whenever that was, when he puts him in the hospital, Walt goes to his hospital bed, offers him, says 50-50 partnership, and Pinkman goes on this long soliloquy telling him about how like he's a piece of shit, Walter. Everything in his life has turned to shit since he entered it. Right? Mm-hmm. Remember that? Tears running down his face?
Yeah.
5 minutes later, he calls him up and he's like, okay, 50-50, we're partners. He made his own bed, Pinkman. And I don't feel bad for him at all.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not as bad as Todd, but who is?
He wrote a letter to Brock.
Sorry, I got your mom killed.
They didn't. They didn't reveal what was in the letter. There was a version where they actually had him do the voiceover of the letter, but nobody would say what.
Yeah.
No cash. It's a letter.
I don't know if he had much cash on him at that point.
That's true. Yeah.
All right. So
you think so? Kim's got a little Walt. Now I'm looking at it. Kim's got a little Walt in her, where she's got to be in control of everything.
yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see if this rattles her or not, you know?
I got to see this. I got to go back and look now. I'm curious. Not that everything connects, because that's just not possible. But I got to go and see if Saul in Breaking Bad ever warns anybody about dealing with Walt because he's a control freak, and if he ever says anything like this, I might just made it up in my head. But does he ever say anything like, "Oh, I've dealt with people like this before"? I wonder if that's because they did a really good job of Lalo out of nothing. They made Lalo into one of the coolest characters in the show's history.
Right.
Out of a throwaway line in that. So I could
desert.
see that making an connection. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Nacho and Lalo. Actually, two pretty good characters out of that. So
Yep.
All right. Well, remains to be seen. We'll talk next Thursday about this Monday's episode. We'll have Jeter documentary, 2 episodes in. I think it's going to be on Monday and Wednesday next week.
I think it's Monday, Thursday. Episode 1 is Monday, episode 2 Thursday, and then going forward after that, they'll be on Thursdays, I think.
Oh, okay. Thursdays. Okay. And then, post All-Star break. We'll take you through the summer.
Dog days.
We'll be back next week. Thanks as always for spending the time with us here at Sunday Pour. Till next time, Ant.
Yep. We'll talk to you guys next week. Until then, peace.